any space. Simple, plants can transform any space. That's the note I wrote down to myself because it's really true. You could be in a room with no plants and then you add plants to it, and all of a sudden the room takes on a whole different personality. It's so much more comforting, it's so much more welcoming. Well, imagine if you had a plant like this. Look at this guy. Imagine if you had color, whether it's indoors or outside, and you could have a beautiful plant that you will enjoy for years and years to come. Well, that's what we've done with our today's special. And this is from Leaf and Petal. They're one of the premier companies when it comes to cultivating beautiful plants for your home, and we've done and are offering this amazing braided tree. I want you guys to see the braids on this. This is all done by hand. This part alone takes almost 2 years to do the braiding. They have taken 4 hibiscus trees and have woven them by hand into one. And this is our today's special. So how does it come to you? It comes to you like this. Have you ever gotten a plant on television? Because I've done these before, and it's a root and a stick, and you're like, really? This is gonna take 100 years to get to anything. Look how it comes in the box to start with. It's not just a teeny little plant down here. It's big. Now, here's what's really cool. This is one full growing season right here, which I'm 5'6", okay? That's a lot, right? And this, if you want it to be this, you put it in a big old pot. This is the second full growing season. So you're talking about a beautiful plant that's designed for years and years and years of absolute love. Now, what's the today's special? Well, if you're new, it's a deal that literally lasts for one day. It either sells out early, or when we get to midnight, the price is gonna go up. Right now, this is it. This is all I got left, a couple thousand in our hibiscus. Then what happens is we have 5 flex pays on everything all weekend, but this also has free shipping. So if you wanna get our best deal we will ever do on this, you've gotta get it within this hour. You actually can't wait any longer because everything changes at midnight when we launch a brand new today's special. So Rochelle's joining me. Rochelle's brilliant. Not only is she a landscape designer, she's also a garden expert. She also is the author of Cultivating Style, this fabulous book, and she's the brand ambassador for Leaf and Petal. And I have to tell you, every time I've walked into the studio and I've looked at this hibiscus, you can't help almost to grin from ear to ear because it's just love at first sight. It truly is a beautiful experience.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, the thing is that it's a little unreal in a way. And here's why, because we in our minds know that there's something weird about having a big old tree that looks like a popsicle that has these candy colored flowers that are like susicle, as Shannon was saying, and she's right about that, but they're in 4 different colors. And how does that happen, right? It's actually because it's 4 different trees that have been braided together. So you're not just getting one plant here, you're actually getting 4 plants that we've braided together to look like one big plant. So it's actually kind of a big, you know, that kind of explains why it's so much, right? I've already transplanted this one into a bigger pot. You're going to want to do that when it arrives. This is a 16-inch pot. They're available here at HSN. When you do that, though, just make sure you plant it. Give it a little room, like an inch below the top, so that you can, you know, really flood that with water. They're heavy feeders, so they're going to want a lot of water. That's why, that's like their nutrition and their fuel, along with, you know, fertilizer and the soil itself, to just keep pumping out those flowers, which is exactly what we'll do all summer long. Flower, flower, flower. Those flowers actually last only 1 day at a time. Then they throw out a new one. So if you can imagine how much energy it takes. But this one came to my house earlier this week. I don't even know. It's 30, 40 blooms on this, buds that is. When it came out of the box, it had 3 hot pink flowers in full bloom. That is such a fun experience to open up a box and pull out. Because by the way, this all gets like tucked up in the top. You pull it out and it all kind of unfurls. And there was like 3 hot pink flowers on a little tree. It's the funnest experience when you're ordering things like trees. I mean, a lot of the plants we sell, like you said, they come little and you have to wait for them to grow. This comes as a popsicle tree straight out of the box. And it's super fun to just open that, if nothing else, send it as a gift. You know, this is very well received. This is going to look great all summer long on a patio. If you're down in Florida or South Texas, Southern California, these year-round warm areas where it doesn't get a frost, you can leave this out all year. Otherwise, you're gonna need to bring it in. I live up here in Boston. I have a couple of these around my house. They make excellent house plants. They do go dormant in the winter. And when I say dormant, I mean, they don't throw out any flowers for the winter. You just have this nice decorative green plant on a stick, this beautiful braided stem, which is quite a feat of horticulture, I have to say. I've tried to do this myself. It is harder than it looks. I could not do it. I broke things and I messed up plants like crazy. So this is really kind of an admirable thing that when I see growers make these beautiful braided stems, that just is a really nice feature that, you know, makes such a classy statement piece of a plant that, you know, most people are buying, I think, these in doubles so they can like frame a doorway or, you know, have two on a patio. They make kind of a nice balancing act, really, if you go with a pair. I don't know. What else can I say, Suzanne?
Okay, well, the next thing I wanted to ask you, it's the last presentation.
Midnight to midnight thing.
She's like, hooey. Here's what I do want to show you is the map, because this is important. You won't be charged until it actually gets shipped to you. And your 90 days of the guarantee doesn't begin until you actually get it. And it's going to vary according to where you live, because this is cold sensitive. Again, if you live up north, bring it inside. Look, I've got already tons of buds on here and one's about to bloom, but just as a green plant all winter just absolutely brings life to any room. Plants bring, you know, what do? They just freshen a room. They make it feel come to life. I love the effect that plants have. The problem is if you're a brown thumb like I am, you know, you want something that's easy to do. Water it, you're gonna give a little fertilizer every now and then. It's gonna be a happy plant, and it's years of happiness. You could certainly spend $54, let's say, on a dozen roses. Or you could buy somebody a beautiful flower arrangement. But what happens in literally a week or two, you're walking to the trash can, you have to throw it away. Or have us deliver this to somebody special. We have what's called delivery direct, and I think tonight's the perfect time to do it. Think a little ahead. Who's got a birthday or celebrating something, or it's a special occasion? Please have us deliver it to them. For the same free shipping it comes to your house, it's the same free shipping going to their house. We'll bill it to you, but we'll ship it to them. You can even put a note in there and say, hey, I know your birthday's coming up. Happy birthday. Can you imagine how cool? It's a big box. They open the box and go, what, you got me a tree? And then when it explodes like this and it becomes this amazing fireworks of colors and flowers, it's gonna make that, and every time they look at it, who are they gonna think of? They're gonna say, you know what? My son got that for me. What a thoughtful kid. Hint, hint. Okay, anyway. Rochelle, let's talk about when it's gonna ship across the country, if you will.
Yeah. So if you toss up the map here, you can look and see where, what time this will ship for your part of the country. So we're doing this because these are frost tender. We want to get them to you as soon as we can, but we want them to ship safely, basically. And we need to be able to guarantee that we're not going to have a late cold snap somewhere en route to getting it to you and then have the poor thing arrive not looking so beautiful. So that's why we ship these 2 weeks later. This is on the annual ship thing. If you look at the dates on the right, add 2 weeks, because this is a tender annual sort of houseplant category. That's when you can expect for your tree to arrive. It's going to go by the destination, not by where you ordered it from, just so you know. So if you're down in Florida and you ordered it for somebody up in Minnesota, we're going to ship it for the Minnesota time, just so you don't have to worry about that. Okay?
Okay, and if you have any additional questions, each and every plant comes with this, and I'll show it to you real quick. It comes with this right here. It has the leaf and petal, and then it's got information on the inside that you need to know, right? Yada, yada, yada. And even like if you're like, I don't know how to transplant the plant, they're gonna show you how. But back of the back's really important because that's their guarantee, and also that's the phone number. And they've got people who are ready here in the US to help you out to really be successful. So even if you say, I'm a brown thumb, I can't grow anything, trust me, they're gonna hold your hand. They're gonna help you out to make sure this is gonna be a great experience. They wouldn't have such an amazing reputation in the country if it wasn't a great company. They don't have people coming back time and time again to get more plants for them if they don't have great results. And they expect you to be a brown thumb. You know, they know that all of us are gonna try this and say, oh, I wanna be successful. And if you are, they know you'll come back and try more of their plants. So they're gonna do everything they can to help you be really happy. Again, this is how it arrives, which I find this size to be be amazing. It's just not a root with a stick on top. This is the first full season, okay? That's the first full season. Incredible, right? Like, again, this is a lot of tree. And then if you really wanna go there, and again, it's according to the size pot you have, if you really want to be really a big tree, this is the second full season. So it's not like some plants where you plant in 10 years, you hope you're gonna get some flowers. We're talking about a year or two for it to be in its full glory. And literally, this plant, I can't tell you how many buds are on here, but there's probably at least 50, and that's coming out of your box when it arrives home. I can't guarantee that, it's Mother Nature, but you get the idea. You should have some flowers just right off the bat, and then as the years pass, it just gets more glorious. All right, so what does that mean when you're talking today's special? You only have until midnight. We've got 45 minutes. We have another today's special in the wings. That deal's gonna be over. I do not have a lot of those left, and that is your final and last chance at that. And it's your final and last chance at this. We want to do a little encore on this because this is what's called a this day only. Think